and welcome to another healing conversation brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. Today we're talking with Lilou Mace, who I met up with in Honolulu on the Juicy Living Tour, where she's on the road for 1 year talking to everyday inspirational people. Lilou spoke with me about how magic happened when she opened her heart and took a leap of faith, putting aside all worries and doubt. That's not an easy task when doing a global web TV show.
But then when it came to do the big jump, which is really do it fully 100%, not knowing where the money is going to come from and how all this is going to be supported and how is this going to manifest and how are the interviews going to be coordinated and how am I going to, put all this together. And I must say, from the moment that I decided to do it and go beyond those fears and step in the unknown and decide to go to New Mexico and started on the 11th of January 2011, magic started to happen and unfold. I started buying a computer because I needed to edit the videos. The same amount from donations just came through the website, and everything has been supported through donations. And now I'm on months 9, 10, and I'm here in Hawaii and just absolutely amazed about the beauty of life, and I can't even tell you how much my heart is more open than ever, how I feel good, how I feel connected to nature. I mean, just standing here right now is just pure juiciness and greatness, and it's a blessing.
You said it was an open heart, and what does that mean to have an open heart?
Well, to me, an open heart means that when we really, truly start to live from an authentic, vulnerable place, when we are no longer in judgment and separation, but when we allow ourselves to say whatever is on our heart and move and make decisions from the heart. So it's no longer an intellectual process, or we're no longer hiding behind inauthenticities, but we are living from a heart space, from the heart chakra, from living this unconditional life and daring to say, to people truth about what has been sometimes what has been going on for years in our life. And when we start having those conversations and start being real with ourselves and others, it's just this amazing magic that happens, and respect from other people that already knew something was up. They could tell something was up. And so it liberates souls, it liberates energies, and magic can occur.
You have your book, with 2 books. You have a new book coming out. I Had No Money and I Liked It.
Yeah.
And that's really what catapulted you here. You called it a quantum leap.
Yeah. I Had No Money, I Liked It is the second one of a whole series. The first one was I Lost My Job and I Liked It. And the second one is just going to be released like in a month, in November. And it's the journey of an open heart, the abundant journey of an open heart. And I had to go through this process where I lost my position as director of marketing after moving from the U.S. to London. After 7 months, I was basically fired and made redundant. And that was a humbling process. And I'm like, what's going on? And I started doing the book and then putting my money in it. And then the next thing you know is that I had to go back to my parents at the age of 32. And it was very humbling, but it's a process I had to go through to and have those conversations with them and stand in my own truths. Them, not my mother, because my parents are divorced, but my mother, telling her, I'm gonna continue putting videos for free online. I'm gonna continue spreading consciousness. I know I did those great business studies and this is what I used to do, but I'm so not fulfilled. And to stand in that truth and every day face it with the shadow aspects of the relationship with the parents has been huge. I mean, I really had to go in beautiful forest or nature and just like breathe it in, because I was so panicked of the outcome and panic of judgment and feel separated. So I had no money. I liked it, yeah, because now I live in the true abundance. Things are provided, the donations are coming in, everything is there and more. And more, I can't even tell you how just it's because then it's unconditional. Whether there is a roof or not, whether there is a money or not, it doesn't matter. This is what I'm here to do, and to me, there's nothing juicier than living our life purpose.
Living your life purpose is wonderful, but you also faced that programming from our parents that we have to work hard for money.
Yeah.
And so that's amazing. And so you've shifted your energetic level, your energetic relationship with money, and you totally prospered.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just had to heal all those aspects about money and the fear of not having and the lack, and at some point, I really think the choice for all of us is to choose between love and fear. And if we trust and if we know that the universe is a friendly one, and that we know that life will support us, and if we start first of all to love ourselves and to trust ourselves, then things unfold and happen really amazingly. And so, yes, it's a healing. I think for this paradigm shift to happen for all of us, and planetarily and universally, we have to step in and create things from a new perspective and from the unknown, and letting things emerge at their own due time, knowing every single step of the way when it feels right that we're doing the right thing, and then the next thing is revealed. I never know pretty much beforehand who I'm going to interview. I just have this green light, I call it. I have this green, I just have this flash. I just know, I have a strong inner knowing that I'm supposed to do this. And until it feels exactly right, I mean, that powerfully, and that, but not powerful like, like, oh, this, but just like this knowing, deep knowing, until then I won't move forward. I just stop. And I try to be as present as possible to the beauty of life, and to those magical moments, and to be here under the tree, and I just keep on marinated in that frequency of love and of abundance and of gratitude until something emerges. And if something doesn't emerge, it's okay, because it's not supposed to right now. There's something else that needs to happen. And it's all right if something breaks up from the past, like a relationship, or a book contract that you might have, or a job, or whatever. This is supposed to happen for something better. If you didn't get it, it's really for something better, and we know that. But I think we all need to remind ourselves. And that's why I'm doing the Juicy Tour, and that's why we're doing this today, and that's why we're at the Quantum Medicine World Congress, because we need to reaffirm this and share it with the world and reaffirm it to each other.
I call it one foot in front of the other when we move through this, and being here in the now, and that's what you've just identified as well. You mentioned 1-11-11 was the whole start of this tour. And those are very powerful numbers. What does that mean to you as far as that number energetically? And also, where are you going to be on 11-11-11?
I love the number 11. Actually, in my first book, I Lost My Job and I Liked It, most of the time when I was recording the memo, because I recorded it as it was happening, the 30 days following my losing my job, every time it's like 3-11, 9-11, 5-11, and it's just, and I receive emails actually from all around the world of many people seeing 11-11 on their clock, and it's just, for me, each time I see it, it's just a reminder that I'm perfectly on track, exactly where I'm supposed to be, in divine spiritual alignment. And I love seeing it, and even if it's that or not, that's what I believe, and that reinforces it, and that gives me goosebumps. It's just like it's, and so 11, yeah, 11-11. I know this year has been magical in so many ways. It's 2011, and so I wanted to start it on the 11th of January, and for that reason. And 11-11-11, I was going to be in Peru and Machu Picchu, as you will, and everybody, there's so many people that are going there, and Don Miguel, Ruiz's son, is going to do a whole ceremony there, and I wanted to be part of it, and things were not connecting, things were not clicking, and that, again, that's part of being in the flow. I think we're all called in different places and to do different things, and it's all good, even though if we're not moving or going to those incredible sites, being at home, we all serving a purpose, and it's just following our heart, and wherever the big boss, the universe, is sending us. I'm being sent to Mexico. I would have never thought so, and I'm going. It just happened really fast. Within 24 hours, I just knew then that I was Mexico. That was meant to be. I heard of a ceremony from ACTA, and that is going to take place in a sacred site, and I was just like, this is Mexico. Why, I don't know, and it feels great, and that's where I will be.
By the way, we are 11 years apart in our age.
Yes! That's why there's such an amazing connection and energy flowing.
And I just want to say, what about it? What in your interviews, and you've talked with some incredible people, what is their take on what 1111 is? Is it a stargate, an interdimensional portal?
Stay tuned. Interview coming up soon on Juicy Living Tour. I haven't had this conversation yet, and that's a great one, and that's one that is definitely feels right to have right now. So I will, I'm bringing forward, this is part of the manifestation. Things like that happen in our life, and this is a perfect example on, okay, that piece hasn't been touched yet it's an important topic. How come it hasn't gone in my life? Instead of going to making myself wrong about it, which from the old paradigm it's easy to do, I'm opening myself up to receiving the perfect person to answer this question on the Juicy Tour and get that answered. I don't have the answer right now for that.
Okay. And also there's an 11-1-11, which is another good day coming up on November 1st. So we'll gather those light workers together to join in the heart space and weave that heart space together before that 11-11-11 date. Right. So thank you. And one last question. Who is the most profound person that you've interviewed, the person who has given you the most enlightenment, if there is one that you can peg?
Most of the time it's the last interview that just brings, and then it's like every single one adds to each other like a really beautiful puzzle. And I must say that I really enjoyed my interview with Dr. Joe Dispenza that was in What the Bleep. I love the neuroscience aspect and how he was really talking about stepping in the unknown and bridging it with science, and I just love that. I love interviewing Dr. Wayne Dyer because it's been always the way it happened and the synchronicities and how this happened on the very last day. I was in Hawaii last time, and without asking him it came. It's just that made it a very special moment. I was very much in the present moment. He was sharing his leukemia and his healing through going to John of God and some other things, and it was just really spectacular to be in his presence because of the resonance I had for so many years. So every single one, interviewing a lama or interviewing on Kauai, Xander, that is not a teacher, he's not a healer, yet he's hacking, he's juggling, and he's living his truth. And I just love interviewing people, and he enlightened me because he's like he's all about the play and the fun and enjoying it, and he's hacking and just living under his tent and living his truth and dare to live his truth. And I just love that. Every single person that I come in contact with that are aligned like that, I think are charging us and just reminding ourselves of our greatness. So I love it. It doesn't have to be a known person at all. That's why it's called, that's why the tour is everyday inspiration from everyday people.
Well, you do amazing work, and you are here now at the World Congress on Quantum Medicine, where we are learning that spirituality is so important in our whole healing process. Are you learning good stuff here?
Yes. And I just love the one-on-one, I must say. I'm so spoiled that I just look forward to have Dr. Goswami on a one-on-one this afternoon, and he was featured in What the Bleep too, and he was speaking this morning. And he's just awesome. He's just awesome, and the way he is, and talks about all those details and the brain and how to heal ourselves, and how for healers and all of us, we have to integrate all of it and embody that before we can give that away. And that's so great, because most of the time we wait for others to do it, and it's just, it really starts from us. So it's everyday little reminders like that. I'm learning a lot, especially not coming from a scientific background or the way my brain is wired, but how they explain it and from their level of understanding, and how they simplify it so that all of us can understand is just brilliant.
Well, Lilou Mace is definitely here, living and playing in her world. So enjoy this and stay tuned for wonderful things manifesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for interviewing me and for being here and having the inspiration. This beautiful banyan tree.
Beautiful banyan tree with the tautomona as we know it. So thank you, universe. What a wonderful healing conversation. Thank you. And thank you, too, for listening. If you've enjoyed this program, please share it with your friends so we can get this important information out to the world. This program is supported by donations by listeners like you. Your support allows us to bring you fresh information that is empowering, inspiring, and uplifting. It's also information you won't find so commonly in mainstream media. Thank you for your support, and I now leave you with music from the universe. This music was literally created by the universe as mathematical equations were assigned to musical notes. The result is this beautiful music.